Mirrors, Essene mirrors. How many people have heard about it? Never? Essene mirrors. Essenes are like, a spiritual tribe, like, spiritual community, which was there before Jesus Christ's time. They are like, they are occult people. They are away from normal public. They are doing their own spiritual practices. They are very spiritually enlightened people, and Jesus Christ had learned a lot of lessons from them. And Essenes, they had created something called 7 mirrors of reflection. In their philosophy, they have created something called 7 mirrors of relationships. In relationships, how we attract people in our life, what kind of people we attract, what the people mirror, what are the 7 mirrors in the life, what we experience. So it's a very beautiful concept. So there are 7 mirrors. So, like, this whole exercise we are trying to mirror, right? When we say you are me, we are mirroring them, we are reflecting them. Let's say even in husband and wife, what happens? First, wife is very shy. Husband is strong. After a few years, wife becomes strong. Husband becomes shy. Yeah. Because they mirror again, they become each other. You understand? And even with our parents, when we are born to our parents, we become them, we mirror them. So we have a lot of mirrors around us. So these are some mirrors which will tell whom we are attracting into our lives and what kind of people we are with, why we are with those people. So this is a kind of reflection. Okay. So the first mirror is reflects to us which we are. Let's say I am angry. I attract people who are angry. I am wounded. I attract people who are wounded. Right? It is something we ourselves are doing or we ourselves have been. Either at this moment we are doing that. At this moment I am angry. At this moment you attract some people who are angry. They are angry. And let's say you were angry yesterday. Today you may attract. So this is what you have been, like whoever people in your life, in your surroundings, in your office or wherever, they are just you at that moment or you in the past. Right? This is what mostly people tell karma, right? In our karmic philosophy also, when someone is killing us, they tell, you might have killed someone in the past. When someone is being rude to us, they tell, you might have been rude to someone else.
It's a reflection.
Yeah. We are just attracting what we are actually, or what we have been in the past. That's the first mirror. And the second mirror is reflects to us that we judge. So by judging, what we are trying to do is we are excluding them. Do you like smokers, sir?
Never.
Never. No, you hate smokers.
I will hate.
You will hate.
Not hate. Yeah. Hate.
You will hate.
Yeah.
Right? You see?
I always used to, because I do not allow any person in my premises to even smoke or even split or anything.
So how many people have you seen in your life who are doing that?
Hardly 2, 3.
Hardly 2, 3. Or you close your eyes when they come?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Yeah, but the second mirror says, whatever we are judging, whatever we are trying to tell, this is wrong. We have some kind of judgments in our life, in our mind. So this is wrong, two people kissing each other. This is wrong. Right? So we have a lot of judgments, lot of things like, this should not be like this. So these are judgments and these are exclusions. These are resistances. Right? Our own resistances. And what we judge, we attract them. This is the second mirror. Most of the times, let's say in husband and wife relationship, when wife doesn't like smoking, husband is a smoker.
No choice. No choice.
No choice. That's what life puts you in. Life puts you at a place where you have to accept the other as they are. What you hate, you attract. What you are in the first mirror, you attract. What you hate and judge also, you attract. It is something we have an emotional charge with. There is something, an emotional charge. You said you not hate, you hate. Na gussa tha. Right?
Yeah.
You have an emotional charge. You have either been wounded by in the past and have not forgiven. This is something like, someone in the past, when did you get angry with smoking? What was the reason you got angry with smokers? For the first time.
I can't remember even.
Okay.
Right from the by birth or by reincarnation even.
Yeah. So we'll understand those things slowly as we move ahead. But something in the past might have happened. Right? Let's say all men are cheaters. All men are rapists. Right? So this is a judgment what we carry. And we attract them in our lives. So this is very careful, and the thing is, if we judge and condemn with an emotional charge, we will attract exactly what we judge into our lives. This is another mirror of reflection, mirror of relationships. Many people have experienced this. Like, if we judge something, we attract those people. Can you share that? Yeah, yes.
Actually, because of my husband, I thought that men are very, they treat women very badly. Okay, because of my husband, I created that thing that they treat women very badly. Women are supposed to get irritated by the men. And so, somewhere I thought that my dad is also that type of man. So I attracted to a boy who was exactly like my dad. He always keep doubting on me. Just don't know how to say this, but the kind of thinking I have for men, I actually attract those type of men actually, and they hurt me again and again, and just I love that thing. So I don't know.
Beautiful. Let's have a plan for that. Yes.
I don't know from where I got this kind of thinking. When I was a student, when I was doing my graduation, वो एज में तो opposite sex में तो attract होता है ये सबको. And I was studying women's college, only women, from first standard to UG तक, means graduation तक. So opposite sex को देखने के लिए थोड़ा डर लगता था. But एक normally जो inner wish होता है ना, एक imagination होता है, एक dream होता है. तो हमेशा ना जेंट्स मेल थोड़ा लंबा चाहिए और लड़की जो वाइफ है तो उससे थोड़ा अमिताभ जैसा उनको वाइफ इतना दैट वाज माय इमेजिनेशन. सो आई वाज नॉट इवन तो थोड़ा शॉर्ट आदमी लड़का को देखने के लिए भी मुझे पसंद नहीं था. सो मेरे फ्रेंड्स को भी बोलते क्या इतना इसको क्या देखने का, ऐसा अपना लेयर्स के साथ में ऐसा गॉसिप करने के लिए मैं ऐसा बोलती थी. बट मैं अट्रैक्ट हुआ था थोड़ा शॉर्ट आदमी को, मतलब इतना तो फर्क नहीं है, बट व्हेन आई वाज थिंकिंग ना तो वो इमेज से थोड़ा शॉर्ट.
Thank you for sharing that. So this is something we can reflect on. Some third is reflects towards something we lost, gave away, or had taken away. Every relationship is with ourselves. Like, let's say we have lost something in our early childhood, something of ourselves. Let's say you are, let's say I am an innocent person, right? In my childhood I am an innocent person, and then what I have done, I disowned that. this thing doesn't work in my life, in the world. So I disown my own innocence, I disown my own nature of that purity and other things. So I started to become manipulative. So, and then someone else we get attracted to again, who again reflect that innocence. Okay, see, I am like my someone I see like she's exactly or he's exactly like me at 10th standard. In my 10th standard, I used to feel like that. You know, sometimes I attract people who are rebellious in my company. In my 20s, in my 80s, I am exactly like that. Even like, you know, when I am hiring someone who resembles that kind of characteristics, I will hire them because I get attracted. I attracted to something, I have disowned that out of my own experience, but you know, that has been lost. But again, attract. How many people have experienced this? So, okay, good, beautiful, nice. So, this is something we attract also, like what we have lost. The basic thing is consciousness wants to complete and regain that speck of energy back into itself. So whatever we disowned, whatever we lost, so again it wants to come back to us. This again third mirror of reflection, third mirror of relationships. Either human beings or circumstances or some things, even things also which we lost. Like let's say I lost money, I'll get back money. You understand? So that's how the cycle works. You know, this is again attraction. This is the third mirror of reflection, third mirror of attraction. Making sense to everyone? Useful subject?
Yeah,
So
very useful.
it's not only about negative things, it's also about positive things.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
you said, money, getting money back is all obviously a positive thing.
Yeah. That's true. Both. Positive and negative. Whatever you lost in the past, you gain back. Okay? Now, fourth mirror. This is a very complicated mirror. Reflects to us our most forgotten love. This is a very complex thing to understand, and many lessons will be there in this mirror. And this is what, like, this could be a way of life, a lost or unfinished relationship. So often it is a past life where a wrong conclusion from past experience was created. Most of the time it can come from past life and some wrong conclusions what we have made. And then this will recreate themselves over and over until the right conclusion is registered in the soul as wisdom. Yeah, this is a very complex scenario. We'll take her story. So she has an unresolved relationship with her father. Let's say. So this is something like, some unresolution, forgotten love. And then in order to complete that, again, we recreate the same experiences until and unless there is a wisdom there to learn. Until we learn that wisdom, we keep repeating that experience. You understand? And this most of the time leads to addictions. Like smoking, alcohol, all those things like this, because we always try to remember something unresolved. Like, मेरा माँ से प्यार नहीं मिला मेरे को. I did not get the love I wanted. I did not get the love I wanted from my father. And you keep thinking, and this again, you keep repeating those experiences. And most people again take a cigarette and smoke. I did not get love from my father. I did not get love from my mother. Or you do like you try to run, you try to do I don't know, men here are good I think, but sexual addiction. You go to again and again, you are addicted to sex, or you are addicted to pornography, addicted to masturbation or something else. Do it again and again, but deep inside you will be remembering that forgotten love. I did not get the love I wanted. Unless until we learn that wisdom or this, we cannot liberate ourselves from this pattern, and we keep attracting those circumstances and those people again and again until we start accepting them and start experiencing love.
So what is the process of doing that?
We'll do that. But first we will understand how these things are happening in our life, and when we are reading this, we can relate to our own life. Like, what are the people I have attracted? What are the circumstances I have attracted? Why I have attracted? So first we become aware. Right? Is it okay? Shall we move ahead? And fifth thing, again, your example we can take. Reflects towards father or mother. Fifth mirror. It is often said we marry our father or mother. Yeah, emotionally or energetically. And we also often become them, acting out the same healthy or unhealthy patterns we learned as a child. Whatever we are today, we are just our parents. Like, always we react as our parents have reacted. Or we attract people who are exactly resembling like parents. Okay, ये मेरा माँ जैसा है. She is like my mother, or she is like my father. And there is a beautiful love-hate relationship which happens when there is an unresolved relationship with parents, and there is always this love-hate, pull push. There is a pull is there and push is there. Love-hate relationship. It's very confusing and very torturing to be in those situations, but we'll understand that our fathers and mothers to us as children are gods. In our childhood, we always see them as gods, and it will often reflect the same relationship we have with others and God and life also. This is the father-mother-God principle, they call it. So it is like, however, whatever the relationship we have with our parents, the same circumstances we attract everywhere. If the relationship with our parents is unresolved, our marriage is unresolved. Our career is unresolved. In family constellations, they say like, when you can't respect your mother, you will not have money and success. Mother is the face of money and success. So they say that, when you have a strained relationship with your mother, you will not be very successful and will not have more money. This is something which is a principle which we will cover in family constellations, but just to know. And whenever we have a strained relationship with our father, we will not be very successful in our career. There will be work issues.
I have both, but I am successful. I don't have relation with even mother, not even with the father, but I am still successful.
Yeah, we'll come to that. I have been there in that position. We'll come to that slowly. Probably tomorrow we'll revisit that.
Even not a single person.
Yeah.
Even brothers.
Yeah, I know where you are coming from. I have been there, but we'll come to that. We'll come to that part tomorrow in detail. But for now, we'll know that this thing, whatever the relationship we have with our father and mother, is the relationship we have with God or with universe, because they are the sources of ourselves. They are the sources of our life. And the same thing we look at the source also. God is also like that. Father is bad, world is bad. Understand? So this happens. We'll come to it, but for now just keep a note of it. Even if you don't want to agree, it's okay. But keep a note of it. Okay? Even if you don't want to agree to this, it's okay. So your mind is not agreeing to it, it's okay. but just keep a note of it. Okay,
Yeah.
there is something. This since people are stupid maybe, but you know, we'll keep a note of it.
That might be the fact.
Yeah, but just keep a note of it. Okay. And this is again sixth thing, which is very beautiful thing. Reflects towards the quest for darkness. Or what it is often referred to as dark night of the soul. We are always attracted to something very challenging. There is something like, you know, there is a quest for us. Inside there is like, you know, there is an adventurer inside us. There is something, some warrior inside us, which is trying to conquer. Is trying to conquer life. So in order to conquer, we are trying to get into something called darkness. We willingly choose that. We may not recognize it right now, but you know, keep a note of it, so that you will come to know slowly. So this is called the dark night of the soul. This is like, you know, here, this is when we meet our greatest challenges. We meet our greatest fears. And we have been gathering, like, you know, attending this workshop in order to make you capable. Like, this is a preparation. Now I am preparing myself to face that. Face the dark. Face the darkest night. And we gather all the understandings in life to confront them. God never gives one any more than they can handle. The more you learn, the more you conquer those days. And we have a choice in every experience to treat it as a powerful manifesting of God or goddess or a victim. Like, you know, most of the time in these situations, in this challenge, either we can go up and become powerful as God and goddess, or we can go down and again be a victim. These are the phases of life. I had experienced it over the past few years. I had experienced my darkest days, and you know, it has been so tough to face it. And you know, it had literally shaken all the structures which I had built. I was sharing, right? I built all the structures, social, economical, right? Even one Pachagovindam is it. Mahakuru Dhanajana Yavvana Garvam. Harati Nimeshati Kalat Sarvam. Money, people, youth, very youthful. So all these structures I had built all my life, you know, all my life I built that energy, youthfulness, I built money, I built people, networks, community, but no one had been there during my darkest days. I have to face it alone. And this is the challenge. This is a challenge for the soul to demonstrate our own mastery, demonstrate what we have learned, and you know, get through it. How many people can relate to this? Can raise your hands if you can relate to this. Beautiful. Beautiful. So this is very beautiful to experience, and it, most of our enlightenment is here. Like the enlightenment, real enlightenment is here, in the darkness. So Osho has a book called Falling in Love with Darkness. Seen that book? Yeah. It's a very nice thing. You have to fall in love with the darkness and embrace the darkness. Embrace the difficulties and embrace it and go through it. Break through it. Take that light there and become enlightened. You know, that gives us a different kind of experience. You will become reborn. Through that experience.
They made us little stronger than
Yeah. The life makes us stronger.
Stronger.
What does not kill you makes you stronger. It's the saying. What does not kill you makes you stronger.
That's why easily we can understand others' feelings and
Yeah.
everything.
This is the evolution, the path of evolution, the growth.
Yeah.
It's a very nice thing to experience, the darkest night of the soul. Like, you know, even in our astrology, they say Shani, right? there is a Shani time, right? Shani phase.
Sade saat.
Sade Sati, whatever. Sade Sati means what? 7 years? 7.5. And there is something called 2.5 or 3.5. What is that?
First 5 will be very difficult, and the last 2.5 is little better than previous.
Okay. So this is the darkest night of the soul. You face a lot of challenges during that time, and it will make you align to yourself. You will show you who you are,
Exactly.
like what you are. What is the true yourself. True nature. What is you? It will show you that. It will reflect these things. It will reflect our quest for darkness. Yeah, making sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And seventh mirror reflects to us our self-perception. Others will perceive and treat us according to how we perceive and treat ourselves. You treat yourself bad, others will treat you as you badly. If you treat yourself with respect, others will respect you. Making sense?
Yes.
So this is how you treat, they reflect the same thing. If we have low self-esteem and do not acknowledge our wisdom and beauty, others will not acknowledge them. If you are angry, bitter and unloving to ourselves, they in turn will often react in the same way towards you. Others also will do the same thing. What you do to yourself, others also will do to yourself. If we change our perception of ourselves, we can change the world. If we change our core identity and how we treat ourselves, how we look at ourselves, others will also change and the world will change for us. So now we have to choose, like to be kind, loving and compassionate to ourselves and also others. First we have to start with ourselves. Once you are kind to yourself, you can be kind to others. Start with yourself and be compassionate so that you will start allowing the others also to be same like that. And here in this workshop we are going to experience utmost self-love. So we are going to experience how we can love ourselves. And then we can manifest the same love outside. The only reason anyone has power over you is you want something from them. So most of the time we feel that power is us. We feel that others are controlling us. Others are manipulating us. I'm in a cage for them. I'm controlling. I'm being controlled. Mostly it is with parents. So this is because we want something from them. And maybe it is love, joy, or a personal God connection. All these things, love, joy, or even God, can be found within. Just forgive me if there are some mistakes. So, in the PPT. So it is from within, like everything is within. Like you have attended our last workshop on inner child. We had discussion on that, right? Purnamadam, Purnamida, Purnamada, Purnameva Vasishyate. You are complete already. So by recognizing your own completeness, by recognizing your own true power, by being kind, by recognizing the God within you, by doing self-puja, right? All those things you can allow others also to see God within you. So that's the seventh reflection. Making sense for everyone?
Yes.
Useful? So turn to other person and say, I'm learning something new today.
I am learning something new today.
No need to say. That is it.
No, but acknowledgement gives more.
Your acknowledgement is, when you are talking, it is not like that.
It's okay,
You are
it's okay.
everything is like that.
Yeah. Beautiful. So let us give a huge clap for Essence for giving us